Hello, everyone around the world, those Latin lovers and people that have no idea what Latin dancing is like. I am Sarah Haykel, and I am privileged and honored to present to you today Jorge Ataca Burgos, Artistic Director and owner of Island Touch Dance. Jorge, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, I'm so honored and grateful to be with you here today. And um, Jorge, do you want to just fill people in if they've never heard about bachata dancing before or salsa or Latin dance? What do you do in a nutshell?
All right. Well, basically, you kind of already mentioned them. I'm co-owner and artistic director of Island Touch Dance Academy. It's a company that started off in Tampa, Florida. And basically, it was me, myself, and my business partner Rudy, who is also known as El Tigre. Um, we were, obviously in the dance community in Tampa, and we're just really inspired by the growth of dance in that moment. And we wanted to take it to the next level, so we started a company. And obviously I grew up with music through my family. I have a big family that is there's a worker side, they're workaholics, and there's another side which are really interested in music. So I really never knew what the how big this dance community really was until I went out to a nightclub one day, met some people, went into a dance class, and then through those dance classes, I basically was warped or basically tossed into this what is the so-called salsa community and what began the bachata community, not just locally and not just in the United States, but literally around the world. So as I started really getting to know that this was something so global, I got interested. I was really excited about it, and I went full force into it. And I've been blessed to own this company and to be able to travel the world every weekend and be able to share my passion of dance with other people.
Awesome. Thank you. I was really inspired. I just briefly read your bio a little while ago, and just reading about your journey that you actually started in 2006, which isn't that long ago.
Yeah, I grew up basically thinking my life was all about baseball. That was my passion, my everything. That's what I did since I was about 5 years old. My mother got me into that. She actually played college softball in Puerto Rico, so that was something that kind of ran in the family. So dance, like I said, was never in my timetable. It was always baseball for me. I went to college on a baseball scholarship, and that was always what I really wanted to do. And it wasn't until about my the end of my sophomore year where I started to understand that one, baseball and just sports in general, not just baseball, it does have its political, it does have has its political sides. And at that point, I was just more. I saw baseball as just what I enjoyed doing, and I didn't really want to get involved in any political stuff. And not to, and to be realistic, my size obviously didn't help me out in the sense of being able to really move forward with a future in that career. But nonetheless, I did play, in a Division II college baseball team. It's one of the best journeys I've ever had. I got my degree, but I got introduced to dance, and that's when I just basically just turned a new page, and never really expected that my life would be about dance. But I thank God every morning that I wake up knowing that that was the decision that I made. That was the direction that I went to, and I trust me would not change it for the world.
Mm. What is at the core of that? I wake up every morning and thank God that this is what I chose. What's really there?
Um, it's just you think of or just not just in general, but myself. I used to think what my life was going to be, what my future was going to be, and again, baseball was always in there. And then when I started to kind of think more realistically, okay, let's be honest. Okay, if baseball doesn't work, what do I have? And I started thinking about different options and different ideas and different likes that I have, and I basically always wanted to run my own business. I didn't know necessarily what it was. I wanted to run my own business. But then you always think of, what's entitled to, owning a business. And, people have that stereotypical format of a 9-to-5 job and having to wake up every morning at 9, and it's just a set schedule and a routine. And, that really kind of scared me because that wasn't really what I wanted to do. And, and I guess I was more of an entrepreneurial side. And I think that's one of the main reasons why when I wake up every morning and I understand that, and I realize that, I am in charge of my life. I'm in charge of what I do. I'm in charge of basically my schedule and what is going to be my future and what's going to be how, my longevity and so on and so forth. And, at the end of the day, it's like, yes, I could have done that by owning my own company, but I totally understand that to do that, you have, some people have to, you have to go under people to learn and, have to work for people before you could do that. That's what I always envisioned or what I saw. So I'm just happy that I could wake up every morning and know that I'm in a very unique, I guess, career. I'm in a very fortunate, career. More than anything, I feel blessed that my family approves what I do. My mom and my father, my brother, they're just extremely proud of me. So, and I think to be able to say that, I wake up again and I do literally what I love to do, and everything I do is literally fun. I get basically invited all around the world to party, to meet new people, to teach people, our style of dance, and to see the world. I mean, again, it's a complete blessing.
I'm just hearing so many different themes presenting themselves. Family seems like a major thread in your life, and gratitude and fun and love, just that you get to do what you love every day.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I want to ask you, is there anything more that you want to say about your family? I know I read that you actually were born in Puerto Rico and grew up there for a few years. What would you like to say about the roots of Latin music from the Caribbean?
Well, I mean, there's an extent of knowledge that I wouldn't necessarily say that I know because I feel like there's so much about dance and music and history that I want to know, but I obviously I plan to know. But as of right now, I could only go based off of what I know and based off of my family. My family, I believe, is one of the main reasons why I feel like this was the direction always for me. We have a really big family. My mother is one of 12 kids. My father is one of 8 kids. Wow. My father's side has always been the workaholics, just animals when it comes to they'll do anything. They do any type of job. They wake up in the morning and they have to go into the farm, and they're in the farm all day long, and that's what they do. They, pulling weeds and doing that, and that was the farm mentality that we had, obviously, in Puerto Rico. So that's why I believe a lot of my work ethic really comes from, is from my father's side. And from my mother's side, I feel like the music is where I definitely absorbed from her. Basically, all of my mother's siblings are somehow connected to music, whether they play an instrument or play multiple instruments. They dance, not necessarily professionally, but they just dance, streetwise. And my family, actually growing up, they do what's called parrandas. In Puerto Rico, it's called parrandas, and obviously in the U.S. it's called Christmas caroling. And they would do that every single Christmas since I can't even remember, since I was 5, 6 years old. I remember literally getting just taken, with them, and it's a group of just 12, 15 people with instruments and going house to house and just dancing and singing and having a good time. And I believe that's where music was basically placed in my heart for life. That's why I enjoyed, instruments and music. So I feel like, music has always been a big part of me. I've always loved music. I've always loved dancing. My mom taught me how to dance street style. And I believe that was one of the reasons why when I started seeing more of the new style, the modern style, the salsas and the bachatas and the structured style, I was interested. And I, didn't necessarily think that I would ever have a future in it, because I always just believed that it was just a hobby type of thing. But when I realized that people actually make a living off of dancing and being able to teach people and being able to perform and express themselves creatively when it comes to music, I was, please put me on that plan. I want to be on that plan. And and I think, like I said, I worked very, very hard during my beginning stages in my growth, and I made some extremely perfect, in my eyes, connections. Obviously, myself and Tigre, Rudy, were the ones that started the company, and then shortly thereafter, about 3 or 4 months later, I met Tanya, who was looking for a partner, and we got into the partnership, and in my eyes, that was the partnership of a lifetime. That was what basically enabled Tanya and I to travel the world. It was the mesh that me and Tanya had from day one is one of the reasons why we're still here. So that's kind of how my family is kind of involved in all this. And my brother, I have an older brother. He's 3 years older than me. He'll probably be the first to tell you that he was definitely the first to dance, and I will be the first to say that, yes, my brother was always the better dancer out of all of us at the beginning because he was older. But I think it's safe to say I've surpassed him in a sense because he went more in a military direction. He joined the Marines, and that was what he wanted to do. But if my brother listens to this, I will be the first to say that I got my moves from my mom and my brother. I will definitely be the first to be honest and say, yes, I came after my brother. So at the end of the day, I gotta give that title to him.
Oh, that is so sweet. I just am feeling your generosity of spirit talking about your family and your business and Tanya and everything. I just had chills when you were talking about, the fabric that you and Tanya just kind of have woven has allowed you to really, what I would say, really manifest your potentials and keep exploring and expanding. I have seen you a few times at some smaller festivals, and the last time that I saw you, you made a comment that I thought was really interesting and actually inspired me to want to interview you. I think I heard you say something like, I've learned so much on the dance floor, and I was really intrigued to understand more about what that meant to you. What lessons have you learned on the dance floor and just through this business?
Wow. So much, where do I start? I'll do my best to hit every angle. I think so far we've kind of covered that, dance has, in a sense, has made me appreciate so many things in my life, and obviously family is one of the first to do that. So from the jump, I will say that dance and music has allowed me an opportunity to connect in a different level with my family, to give them an opportunity to be, to continue being proud of me through my endeavors. And I totally believe that through through this and what I do, I feel like my family and myself have definitely grown a lot stronger. I will be the first to say my brother and I, and just like every sibling, we're not necessarily the closest, when we were younger, and that's just how it always is. But, I think right now I'm completely blessed to know that, me and my brother are our best friends, and he is super proud of me and what I do. And obviously my parents, even though initially, no parent wants to know that their child is dancing for a living, they constantly think about benefits and security and stuff like that. And, to know that my family has, grown to accept what I do, and now is just basically 100% just, pushing me forward. That, I've learned so much about just appreciation, gratefulness, and family through that portion. So that's one angle. I think also, I also come from, like I mentioned, my brother was a military. He did military, and through him, I actually did NJROTC, which was a kind of like a military type of high school, where it was a program where it was kind of like military, where we did Navy. I believe that's really helped me through my through my dancing, as well as my baseball, when it comes to discipline, when it comes to managing, groups and stuff like that. So, through dance, I've learned how to manage people, how to organize and facilitate certain things, and know how to in a sense kind of handle in a class setting big crowds, how to talk to people, how to communicate to people, because obviously when it comes to baseball, you have to communicate to your teammates in a military standpoint, because at that point in high school I was at a higher ranking, so I had people underneath me. I had 20, 30 people that I had to basically be in charge of. So, dancing forced me to really grow in the sense of how I really respond to different people, and just know how to interact, and how to take so many different personalities. So just from a growth, just from a personal and just a personal standpoint, growth-wise, I've just grown to learn so many different cultures, so many different people, types of people, and I feel like it's obviously a constant growth. So in a sense of just kind of in a personal standpoint, I feel like that's really helped me out. And I think when it comes mentally, I'm just to be surrounded by such amazing and talented people around the world, not just people that have been in this game for so long, but just even just random people that you meet that are either beginning or have only been this for, you see so many interesting and very unique people that have so much to offer to the dance community. And more than anything, you as a dancer cannot help but to absorb all of that. And I feel like I've been blessed to be, I don't know what dance community has to come, but, after this, or I don't know what dance community there was before, but all I can say is I'm proud to be a part of this generation's dance community, because, it's just the raw talent that there is from dancers that I get to travel with is absolutely insane. So to be able to see them in their creative state when it comes to, I've seen people have to create choreographies in front of me. I've had to see people manage their teams in front of me. I've seen people perform in front of small crowds, big crowds. I've seen them perform in, some really unique different areas. And just to see how people work and people, how people's minds work, I feel like I've just grown so much of a dancer in the sense of my expansion of how I view dance, and how not closed off I am to not just one specific style. I'm just so, trust me, if I could learn every single style in the entire world, I really would. But obviously, there's a pace involved, and I definitely plan to learn as much about everything. But the first thing I really want to learn is I really want to learn more about the music and more about the history and where it came from. And I believe that will kind of lead me into a lot more expansions of how I view music and how I listen to music. So, that's just from just throwing it out there, stuff that I feel like I've learned, from a personal standpoint, from a creative standpoint, from a business standpoint. Obviously, I've learned so much. So, that's kind of, hopefully I've answered, the question. I know there's still so much, but those are really, to me, the main things I feel like as a dancer. When someone asks me, about dance, and I tell them I've learned so much through dance, those are pretty much the first things that come up. But trust me, there's, so many more, even either little things or bigger things here and there. But yes, I've grown, and I feel like as a businessman and as just a person, as a dancer, I feel like every day I'm getting, better and better.
And I know we're getting ready to sign off here. What, if you could leave us with, what's the biggest contribution that you would like to contribute to this world before you move on?
Wow. That's a good one. Honestly, I think it has that's going to be very connected to the way that that our company is kind of is being formulated in a sense. Um, my goal, and as just a dancer and as Ataca Jorge in this dance community, is to basically do my absolute best to transpire everything that I know and anything and everything that I'm going to learn back out to someone else, whether it be my dancers or whether it be to another country, to another class, whatever. So basically, my true goal is to really continue, learning so as much as I can from my peers, and basically taking all that information and continue spreading that to other people, so that at the end of the day, we know that this dance community is going to continue growing and growing for years on end. So, from the jump, I think that's going to be the first thing to do. And obviously, from a second perspective is, I am obviously slightly biased to the bachata community, because that's my community. That's the community that I'm currently in. That's the community that has allowed me to be in the position where I'm in right now. So, in a sense, connected to bachata, my true goal is really just to spread bachata as much around the world as I possibly can, touching, everyone with our style, which is obviously where the name Island Touch came from. Island Touch, we want to touch the world with our style, and that's one of the reasons why we've introduced a concept which is called touch teams. We currently have 43 touch teams around the world, and I have no plans on stopping there. And I want to basically, these are bachata teams that myself and Tanya choreograph the routines. We send the routines out to these different teams. All the teams learn the same exact choreography. And basically, more than anything, it's trying to spread bachata throughout the world and trying to build, a sense of family, in a sense of this specific concept. Because now, since every single team learns the same choreography, now more people are able now to join forces with other cities, with other countries, to perform, to get to know people. And we truly believe that if we continue expanding to more and more cities, more and more countries, of people knowing the same choreographies, people communicating to each other on Facebook, there's no way that this can't continue to grow. And we're obviously not the only ones doing this. There's a lot of other teams that are also expanding and branching out their companies. That's what I believe is going to continue giving people material, continue giving people information, and I definitely don't see this community stopping anytime soon. With the talent that people have right now and the talent that I see people coming up, this dance community is going to be around for a really, really long time. Obviously I recommend to all the dancers out there is just continue learning, continue growing. Don't close yourself off to one specific style. Every single style potentially helps you. Obviously, yes, you're only human. You can't take every single style, because then your brain will obviously be fried. But pick and choose what styles are best for you and what styles you feel would generate the best positive, outcome for what you're trying to do, and take all that and spread that out to the world.
Thank you so much, Jorge. I just had chills all over listening to you speak, and I just hear community, and that just, my heart sings when I hear this, and I think in my own city, Buffalo, New York, how can we in this city join together in more community and really allow it to spread and grow? And I'm so inspired with everything that you and Tanya and El Tigre are doing. I love Tanya. We've just spoken a couple of times, and she is such a queen, so delightful and so down to earth. And you are as well. I'm just really honored and grateful that you opened this time up today for us to be able to talk to each other and share this inspiration with the world.
I appreciate, obviously, you reaching out to me and being interested in what I have to say, and I'm extremely humbled and very privileged to be discussing these things. And I, more than anything, I truly enjoy these types of conversations, and really just expressing myself, because it's just a constant reminder of all the good, of all the good that is surrounding my life and surrounding the life of Tanya's and Tigre and my company and more than anything the dance community. So it's always a good feeling. It's just a constant reminder of where we're at, and but like I said, we're not done. I know you mentioned you're in Buffalo, New York, and next month we're actually going to be moving to the tri-state area. Going to be moving to Jersey. So we definitely plan on hitting the tri-state area very hard. We had a studio in Tampa. We weren't able to necessarily, start things over here in the DC area because, again, our goal was always to move the tri-state area. And now that it's happened, our goal is definitely to get everything back and running again. We want to start up our studio. We have so many big plans while we're up there. So it's just the beginning. Obviously the tri-state area, New Jersey, New York, is going to be a whole new chapter of our life. So I'm sure we'll definitely see you, around a lot more often.
Yes, yay! I'm celebrating this. I was just thinking, before this call, I wonder when they're going to move up to New York, because I know that's been a goal. So very exciting. Now, how can people find you?
Well, we have a lot of different social networks. The most important, obviously, the main social network is our website. It's www.islandtouchdance.com. That's where you can find anything and everything from merchandise, online merchandise. So you could purchase DVDs, shirts, online classes, so on and so forth. You could also see our schedules as to what locations, what areas, what events we're going to be at, so you could follow us or see where we're going to be and join us, and everything from different things that are going on in the Island Touch realm, I guess you could say. So that's the first thing. Obviously, Facebook is a huge part of us as well. We have different pages. We have our company page, Island Touch Dance Academy. So look at that. Search that company, like the page, follow us there. Then you have all of our individual pages, El Tigre del Mambo, Tanya La Alemana, and Jorge Ataca Burgos. You have different fan pages. Yes, we have Instagram and Twitter and all those little things, but I believe Facebook is the most important with the website, and also YouTube. We definitely have a YouTube channel. It's called Island Touch Channel. So check that out. That's where we're constantly posting different videos, different routines that we do. So those are the main ways of being in contact. As long as you're connected to website, our Facebook, or our YouTube, you will know exactly where we're at, what we're doing, and what we're going to be doing.
Oh, my God. That is so great. And just, yes. Is there one more thing?
And I totally forgot, because if not, Tigre will kill me if I don't do that. Obviously, in regards to everything that we've been discussing about dance, I believe what's so important to continue the growth of this community is obviously the understanding of music and just the being able to just being introduced to different styles of music and stuff like that. So I invite everyone to please check out El Tigre's website. It's called teamtigre.com. So it's TEAMTIGUERE.com. At that website, you could basically download to your desktop, iPhone, iPod, whatever you have, any and every mix that Tigre has, whether it be salsa, bachata, reggaeton, house, hip-hop, whatever. And obviously, as he grows as a DJ, he's learning about new music and getting introduced to new music. So music that he gets introduced to, go straight to that website. So please stay up to date with all the all the music that we're listening to and what's out and about through that website. Again, because it's free, download it to your to your mobile device, and you're good to go.
Oh, that is so great. I am always wanting new music, and sometimes I'm so busy I don't have the time to be looking for new music for my classes. So I will definitely be checking out his website.
We do it for you. It's all there.
That's so great. Well, thank you so much. My name is Sarah Haykel, and I am the director of salsa for the soul, for your soul. And you can find me at sarahhaykel.com. link up on Facebook at facebook.com/salsa for the soul. I just want to say thank you again, Jorge, Ataca, Burgos. This has been amazing. Big love to your crew, Tanya and El Tigre. And I just want to say the first time I ever danced with you, we ever danced, was like a whirlwind around the dance floor. I had so much fun. And I just really honor your humility, down-to-earthness, and just big, big love to you and your crew and worldwide.
Why, thank you so much, Sarah, for having me. Again, it was a privilege when you called me and said you want to do the interview. I definitely want to jump on and take advantage of it. Anything to better the community and more, to better the community and to better myself, because again, I learn. I'm constantly learning every day. And obviously, yes, I definitely do remember dancing with you, and it's always a very special treat to dance with people that are extremely joyous, on the dance floor. And that's one thing that I do remember about dancing with you, is that, you are a very joyous and very happy person on the dance floor. And that happiness is easy to transpire to whoever you dance with. So I think I could only imagine that's one of the reasons why it was probably such a fun dance, because with smiles mixed with smiles, you really can't go wrong.
Give thanks. Amen. Hallelujah. Well, we'll sign off for now, and who knows, maybe we'll be able to talk with the whole crew someday.
Yes, for sure. We're definitely interested. Let us know.
All right. Take care, Jorge.
Thank you.
Ciao.